synopsis. The scene starts to lose its tension as the gangplank goes back up the ship. Adze, you turn around to the sitting Yaji, who's just looking at you with a scowl on his face.
About the whole thing. Just sorry. It was just kind of just came out of my mouth. It's nothing personal to you. It's just not for me. You know.
Change that.
He's a self-hating model.
Exactly. Who are you trying to go out and
He's had experiences, but anyway, that's them over there, Naomi and Crystal. That points over to them. You can chat up with them, get some. Actually, we could both chat up with them, I guess.
Crystal and Naomi just jump. Oh my God! They knew we were here the entire time.
So I guess we can make our way
Crystal
over.
was never hiding that.
I know.
So I guess I start making my way over to Crystal and Naomi.
Yes, she will get up and proceed to follow you.
Crystal will look at this guy and say, "Who are you?" Sorry, that's my best impression. I can't do anything good.
Crystal will just look with a scowl towards the new guy and then turn back to Adze. What was that about?
I'll explain when we're back at the gub hole. Anyway, this guy, Mr. You can introduce yourself.
I am Yashashi Mai. Adze has invited me to join.
Yeah, he wanted to join the group, and I said yes. Didn't want to turn him away.
Do you want to be an adventurer too?
Is that what you are?
Yes.
Then yes.
Naomi's eyes kind of light up a bit, but then she still shrinks from Adze.
Well, it seems like you've been saying yes to a lot of things lately. But you're right, we probably should meet back up with the group to talk about this.
Yeah, we should definitely talk to the group about this.
Crystal will look at the tall Monowallan-like individual and just kind of scowl and just turn her head away from him.
2 out of 6 are bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they... So you guys followed me. Are they still back at Rhodes and the jailhouse?
We agreed to meet back up at the gub hole.
The hole.
Oh, okay. I guess we can make our way there then. Better do that as a group. Need a rest.
She doesn't say anything more.
Yeah, I just start walking.
How does it feel to be walking on 2 feet, though? You haven't even thought about or explored this option. Do you feel good again? Yeah, like I'm back?
Shut up.
No, I'm just asking. I'm like,
Shut up.
really just asking. Like honest asking, not like being teasing.
I know, and I'm also telling you to shut up.
Does he have to still make balance checks to get used to his new leg?
Yeah, like how's this working out?
He's had time to practice his leg, but that's nothing that you guys need to worry about.
I would be leaping for joy. I'd be like, fuck you guys, I got a kick-ass new leg.
Yeah. I got a ticket for anyone to kill me on sight.
Exactly. But, you know what? It looks sweet.
So, as you all are making your way back to the gub hole in the night through the forest. Excuse me.
Yeah, you had a lot of burps today.
Yeah, feeling gassy. Go ahead, Connor and Akko. I need both of you to roll survival checks.
I can see. I have dark vision.
That's not what I'm asking you to roll.
I'm just sure. Ah,
It's only on 11.
so still fucking
But
better.
the chance is all of you just netting.
Beautiful. Love it.
See, ever since Croc died, all the luck got returned.
And then the rest of the group, who's also making their way through, needs to roll it.
Survival, yay!
Yeah, sure.
7.
Up, we're just gonna start preparing, a pyre, and then we're gonna gather Bear and Gub. I forgot his name for a moment, and we'll tell him the news.
So, yeah, you two eventually make it to the gub hole. A tarp is hung up on the side where the door... Like, you have one half of the door complete and the other one still isn't. And as you make your way through there...
Akko can't touch the door.
Akko can't touch the door.
So Connor will open it for both of us.
No. He can touch
Shut
it.
up, you're not there. So, as
We
you
have no idea
open
what
the door...
worked out with him, by the way. That secret died with you.
Yep. As you open the door and head inside, you come onto the scene of Bear waiting in the pool, currently snoring, asleep. And Gub, looking to have made his own little hanging house on one of the walls, is currently sawing his own logs inside his little dwelling.
Connor will go to Akko and he'll say, Akko, would you rouse Bear from his sleep, please, and get him out of that pond? And then he'll go
Sure.
and try and figure out how he's going to get Gub out of this contraptional house. It's not large enough for me to enter. It's hanging, so I'm just going to knock on the door.
Yeah, it's basically a birdhouse for like an eagle size. Built into the side of like the cave walling.
Yeah, Connor is just gonna go and Gub, are you there?
He sticks his head out of his door. What do you want?
Gub, I have important news to tell you. Something has happened that affects all of us. We need you to come down. We're preparing a pyre.
He snorts and closes the door, and you hear sounds of him wrestling inside, you assume getting dressed.
Connor will go over and he'll gather up a couple of the logs that we have around and like in front of the house, not like necessarily near it where it doesn't catch on fire or anything, but like kind of in the pathway. He'll start setting down things to get ready for our fire.
And eventually you hear from the water, Oh, Bear wasn't swimming! Oh,
Connor
it's
will
you,
just shout-
Akko.
Connor will just shout, Bear, get out of the water and come over here. We have news.
You know, boss.
Bear kind of rolls out of the water, gets to the shore, shakes himself clean, or dry-ish, before Akko comes over to help you as well, Connor.
Connor will turn to Bear and just kind of look at him for a moment as he like gathers his thoughts. He's trying to think about how does he like tell Bear about this, and taking a swig of the alcohol that is probably getting low by this point, but he'll just set like it down as he takes a final drink from it, wishing that it was affecting him more at the moment, and he'll just look at Bear and he says, Bear, we have very, very grave news to tell you, but we will wait for Gub to return to us. So I need you to sit, Bear, and just calm yourself down for a moment.
If it was about the pickles, I didn't mean to eat all of them. I wanted to share with you guys, but I was getting hungry, and Gub wasn't letting me leave to go buy more food.
He
Oh,
doesn't say anything to Bear. He's just tending to the fire now.
as Akko eventually cuts him off. It's not about the pickles, Bear. We're just gonna wait for the others, okay, mate? Oh. Okay. This Bear just sits there, seemingly guilt-free now. Living his very simple existence. As Gub Gub eventually makes his way out of his little dwelling, picking up his pants and whatnot, that looks to be some old scraps of clothing that he found in Tony's belonging.
Once like the fire is like good and steady, Connor will just sit back for a moment, kind of scowling into it for a while, just thinking about like how he's gonna like phrase the words and stuff, and then he'll take out a notepad that he has and just start writing something down while he's waiting for the rest of the people to come by. Doesn't know how long they're gonna take, but he's content to wait for at least a good half hour to an hour time.
Alright, so as you guys kind of wait here, Akko, Gub Gub, and Bear just doing idle chit-chat. Eventually, around the time where you get to the point where you feel you've given the other people enough time to wait, the sounds of them making their way into the Gub hole seems to echo. More of, I'd say, like apologizing to someone or some part of the group, and you hear a deep voice that you're not familiar with, like responding as they're making their way in. And they have nothing to say. As they come in, you see the group with one extra person. A large, tall, Maudawellan-esque figure who seems to be moving in tow with Adze, and you're taken aback as you see the large astral-like form of a wolf floating around his person.
Connor lifts his gaze from his notepad and just kind of stares for a moment before just centering himself and thinking about it. And then he realizes that what this is and just kind of nods along with it, not surprised by it that much anymore. And he'll say, "It's good that you have come here so quickly. We're waiting to tell Bear and Gub Gub about the events that happened today."
Okay, quick question. Who has the body right now? Do we give it to Tide?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure.
Connor will look around and he'll say, "Well, Gub Gub, Adze has some news to tell you."
Alright, just gonna throw this on me, huh?
Connor looks at you. You're the owner of the company now.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what you expected. I can do a speech if you want me to. I'm
no,
well
it's
versed
fine.
in bullshitting.
It's fine.
Where is the other owner?
So, there, Gub. So
Connor's giving you the eyes the entire time you're talking, though. By the way, just letting you know.
Adze tries to
across the
ignore
fire.
it. From the past few hours, the group, as I guess they've probably told you, went to deal with the Gank brothers at their training grounds.
Where's the better Rocky?
Well, I was gonna lead up to that, but I guess he fell in battle.
Oh, you couldn't just pick him up.
What do you mean he... Oh... Adze, did you kill Kronk?
Connor looks
Adze's-
knowingly at Adze.
Adze's fist tightens. No, I didn't kill him. I don't know. I can't remember. But he's dead. It's gonna be a burial soon. Out at sea. Tide's gonna tell us when that's gonna happen.
Rocky's dead.
Rocky's dead.
Gub Gub looks to put on a impassive face, though knowing Gub Gub for the time that you had to spend with him, he has a couple of cues, and one of the biggest cues you guys took to note when he's hiding things, he likes to just continuously flap his ear down with his hands as he just keeps quiet as you continue on.
I'm sorry about Kronk. You too. He was a good leader. Really was the true heart behind this group. Kronk, Adze, and Co. And I would understand it if either you or anyone here decided to leave due to his passing.
Does this mean Gub Gub's going to die now?
No, you're never going to die, Gub Gub.
Kronk was the only one that cared to make sure Gub Gub didn't get beat.
I'm gonna make sure you don't get beat, okay? Just come to me if you have any problems.
He seems to say something in which I don't think any of you speak Undertongue? Undercommon.
No, I don't think so. It's not me.
Wait, I think that's like one of the very few languages I know is Connor.
Look at it. Do you see
I'm
it?
bringing it up.
As a Kalavala?
I do. It's my only other language.
Oh man.
What did you say?
Probably gonna PM it to you or something.
I'm super sad because I have so much magic
So-
as a merc, but like Call of Allens only know 2 languages.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a skill so you can learn more.
Yeah, no, I didn't feel like spending skills when I could have got languages naturally.
So, Bear, I'm real sorry. I know you and Kronk were pretty close.
Oh,
Connor will reach out and pat Gub Gub on the shoulder and just give him a comforting pat.
that seems to just like make him growl as he just starts like growling over and over again.
Just cry.
And
Sniffles.
Bear just says, "Well, we should take Bolty. We should bury him like Ursaring, 'cause he fought like one."
I can go to Tide and ask him for the body, but if anyone wants to join me, I don't feel comfortable just going to the path between Elp and Tyr right now. Last time I did that, I was ambushed, so...
Connor says, I'll join you.
Nancy's hesitant, but just nods. Alright, we could go talk to Tide about that, see if we could find him. It's pretty late at night, but he tends to be like the life of
What was
this
that pause,
elf.
Philip?
Yeah.
You worried? Wow.
As
Okay.
Bear's
Till morning.
Say that again, Naomi.
Are you sure you don't want to wait till morning?
I'm concerned that his body would be shipped, or not shipped, but travel to whatever place that Tide has planned for him before by morning comes, so figured I'd just try to talk to him right now.
If need be, I can help.
Keep in mind at this point you're starting to feel exhausted since it's almost morning. It's about 4 a.m. now, because keep in mind the travel back and forth is 3 hours long.
Well, I don't think anyone's gonna be doing anything tomorrow, are we? Or
Let's find out.
I'm
Ty
definitely
didn't give
gonna
us a-
recommend that we rest.
I'm fine.
Ty didn't give us a rain check for that funeral, right?
He was getting it prepared last you talked to him.
He's getting prepared, but he can't tell us. I feel like I need to.
all that
I need.
important to take away the body and then like have it buried in a different way when we can do a traditional funeral, or at least a funeral prepared by Tide with him, and then throw in some Ursuline customs. Seems
I
kind
just
of
feel. I just
silly
don't want
just
to
abort it.
inconvenience Tide. That's the thing.
He's been inconvenienced already.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Fine. I guess we could just wait till morning. Does anyone have any more questions about anything before I go off to bed?
So that means nobody's going to tell me to stop talking about your leg, Adze.
My
He looks over and he says, "No, Bear. No one will tell you to stop talking about his leg."
Oh, Adze, you have a leg!
yeah, I do. But I'm probably gonna lose it soon.
Gub Gub at this point stands up and just stomps towards his little house in the wall, climbing up his little rope ladder and slams his little door shut.
Just gonna give him his space. Does anyone else have any other questions?
Why you keep Crux around?
He's good. He's a good person. He's just going through a bit right now.
Yeah. Connor will turn back towards you after finishing his small little aside to Bear, and he'll say, "Yes, Adze, speaking of, who's this that you've invited here? Another employee, I presume."
Well, he can introduce himself.
I am Yashi Mahi.
You're not replacing Gronk Gronk.
No, he's not.
Connor will approach and hold out his hand. It's a pleasure to meet you. Connor Snowwalker of the village of the Snowwalkers. Your name. It sounds as if it's coming from the Monton Road tribe of the Eastern Brightlands.
No.
Damn it.
Good luck, cause I made this one.
God damn it. I was trying to link you to Joshua.
Like, no. I come from a more secluded tribe, deep within the woods.
Connor just shrugs. I see. Well, it's a pleasure to have you around. I'm sure you can find somewhere to stay in this big house. Floor, chair, hammock, anything.
I sleep where the woods are. Everywhere is my home.
Connor just nods at him. Okay. And then turn around, go back to the fire.
Okay. Seeing that no one has anything else to say to him, Adze's gonna head inside to wherever he's made his residence in this cave, and
You don't want to tell them about what you just saw then? Or what we saw? Or explain? We could hear what she said, but you were being quiet enough.
You said you would explain what was going on.
Kinda
As I'd say, you're just
something
like
going on.
at the door at this point.
Yeah. Right. As it goes back to
Connor.
the fire.
Looks over to Naomi and Crystal with concerned eyes, like, should we put them down?
Naomi's eyes are just downcast as she hooks her harp.
Crystal just looks annoyed.
Connor will look over with Adzay with renewed fire in his eyes, and he'll clutch his dark tome. Not doing anything yet.
Okay. Before I say this, we need to get one thing perfectly clear. So I look over to Connor. Me and Crystal are not engaged. We are not married. We are not dating. We have never had any romantic relation. Okay?
Connor just looks at Adzay. Still has his hand on his dark tome.
Okay. My family, the Ingels, are Karns, and they lived in an estate. That's not exactly well received by the Karns culture, and thusly they soon came for my father. I believe a captain of some sort challenged him to a duel, but my father won. So, father's not dead, but he is now the 3rd lieutenant of Alexandria, I believe. That's what Captain Atir Ada told me. And with that, I am now a lord. Hey. But, coming with that, my family is... There's been a war... I wouldn't say a warrant, but... Some Karns know that I live in Arturo, and that, considering I'm not really connected much with my family, they would like to bring me back. Don't know whether that's my family or whether it's just the Karns culture. I don't know. But that's the reality. Captain Atir Ada of the Statala, the ship you saw out in the dock, gave me an option. She can either take me back to the Karns, whether I liked it or not, or I could marry her and secure her place within her family and the Karns society. Give her an heir, and then I would be free to do as I please here in Arturo. And I agreed.
Connor looks over to Naomi and Crystal for confirmation that he's telling the truth.
And we just look sullen.
Is that what you want?
Family's what's important. And right now I'm thinking about 2 right now. I'm concerned about what would happen to mine if I said no to this. Certain member of my family is now bastardized and not a part of it. If I'm able to somehow make some leeway with the Karns that she should be welcomed back after this engagement, perhaps that would be best. Plus, I don't want to put you all in danger.
When you say that, Connor just kind of looks at you as if like that's the first thing you said all night that he could understand, and just gives a slow nod.
How long have you been sitting on this?
For a few
Why haven't
hours.
you told us?
A few hours. It's been a few hours. I just learned about this today, actually. When you guys left me on the ship, that's when she told me about all this.
So what? We lose Kronk and now you're gonna just go on a ship?
No, I'm gonna stay here. After everything's done and dusted with the marriage, I'll be free to do as I please on Arturo as long as I guess it doesn't bring her any shame.
Connor looks around and then, like, without any humor in his eyes, says, "So, a funeral and a wedding. Shall we have them all on the same day?"
No, she won't be back for another fortnight, and I feel like the funeral's gonna be pretty soon. Maybe even tomorrow, so I should probably get some shut-eye. I'll be in my room as I open the door to go inside. And then go inside if no one stops me.
Connor will grab the bottle again, start scratching his head, and just look into the fire and he'll say, "Crystal, before you go to bed tonight, I'd like to have a moment with you, please."
Yeah. Sure. Are you going to bed, Naomi?
She nods. Is there a room like for everybody, or
No.
It's like 2 bedrooms.
There's one room inside that house.
it's just one room? Okay.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of us have been staying at the Babadook Inn, where we actually have rooms.
We have,
actually.
again, room at Babadook.
Yeah. One cabin with no furniture.
With a lot of suspiciously wet dirt.
A
Exactly.
lot of suspiciously wet dirt. What?
That's how it is.
Yeah, courtesy of Bear.
Well, as you guys are talking about going to sleep, you begin to watch as this other individual seems to be leaving the cave. Naomi,
Okay.
at least.
Naomi.
When everybody's talking about going to bed.
Oh, we weren't going to bed.
I know, I'm talking about Naomi, you notice him.
She won't say anything. But she'll watch him.
Oh, look at that sexy body. I'm
No,
gonna
not
watch
like
you
that.
all night. I'm not gonna say
She's
anything.
wary of
Yeah, but-
everybody right
but
now.
I will watch you. Look at them dark muscles. So tall.
Oh boy,
So
this is
creepy.
gonna take so long. Yaji. You move outside the cave, and while you're watching him, he just kneels in the mud and dirt and looks to be concentrating in the area out towards the forest. And he stays like that for a while you're watching him.
Is he praying?
You're not too sure.
Okay.
How long do you sit and watch?
Not too long. I'll eventually get up to go to sleep. As far away from Adze as I can.
That would be not in the house. So, you got mud, you got dirt, you got a lot more mud, you got a pool of water,
And
That's
a
our drinking
bridge
water,
over
by
the
the way.
water.
and a bridge over the water.
Well, I guess it'll be inside then. But still as far away from Adze as I can inside.
Obviously in the house.
So, Connor, it's just you and Crystal.
Yes, Connor will turn towards Crystal and he says, "Crystal, I know that so much has been going on these past few days, and I'm sorry that we weren't able to get any reliable information on your sister. It really does pain me that we weren't able to find a clue as of yet. Perhaps we'll be able to speak with some of the men who returned to their families at a future date."
I don't know. Maybe going there was a mistake.
Connor just shrugs and he says, "It's not something that anyone could have known or predicted. I was wary of the chances, but even I was not aware of what would actually happen." And he says, "I can't, I'm sorry, it's just so much has been happening." And he says, "I just want you to know that I hope everything turns out safe for you guys." And he says, and he'll start getting up, and he'll have the bottle with him, and he'll take a last swig of it, and he says, "I'm off the bed. Oh! Before I go to bed, of course, almost forgot." And he'll take this note that he's been writing, and he'll just fold it up and seal it with bullshit magic, and then he'll hand it to him, and he says, "This is a letter for you, Crystal, just in case anything ever happens." That's it.
I'm not
Seems
gonna
to be
let
best
anything happen
prepared.
again.
Of course. So, if I ever die or disappear one day, this is just for you.
She opens her mouth to say something, but then closes it.
Kinda
And
gives
just-
her, his customary fake smile. That he
She
believes
looks at you
works.
and she looks at you intently, knowing there's something beyond the surface, but accepts this at face value and puts it away.
Well, he'll
Which
go.
is at this time
Oh,
the sound of breaking wood and like violent tremors start to shake. Before like looking out towards the tunnel, you see what looks like a forest, or at least a forest becoming thicker and like almost growing out of nowhere. It seems to happen at the
Connor will
outside of the
grab his
cave.
dark tome and step in front of Crystal and say, "Stay, be careful." He's looking around, trying to figure out what's happening.
As you watch as Yaji
Yashi.
just stands up, wiping the mud off of his knees, and looks proud of himself as he looks towards the forest.
Connor will start to slowly lower his guard, and he will just check his head. Ugh, the people you meet. And then he turns around to Crystal, gives her like a little nod, and then he'll head inside, find him a chair, drink some more booze, and then pass out.
So you spent your time creating this Yaji. As you turn around, doesn't seem like any of them waited for you.
Didn't say anything.
I'll
No,
go
no,
back
no.
inside and see if there's anyone still there.
Connor's there, sitting at a table, just getting drunk, drinking.
And you notice the two others, opposite ends of the rooms, but curled in to blanketed mounds looking like they're trying to sleep. And then there's a tent on the outside, followed by a ball of fur that seems to be just rolled up in a fur ball underneath the orange trees outside.
I will simply just say, "Come."
Connor will
Have
look
sleep
up to
ready.
him and just furrow his brows, but he's been drinking and he's so tired. He's so very tired. Feels like he has the weight of the world on his shoulders at times, and so he'll just rise slowly, kind of stumbling behind him a little bit, following.
Say what you said again, Anthony.
Well, it's like, "Come, I have your sleep ready."
Do I hear this?
If you choose to wake up to listen to it.
I don't.
Were you asleep?
You're inside a house.
Yeah, I know.
Naomi's not yet asleep. She's just crying until she goes to sleep.
Oh, if you were crying, if we had any indication of that, you know,
you
Connor would have
can't
been
tell.
like, "Naomi, get over here, get booze."
As Connor's the only one who gets up, yeah, she will do a ladder. It's like, "Come. The area is ready."
Naomi sits up and looks at you both, wiping her eyes. What's ready?
Connor will just, he'll see you with like your ready red eyes, and he'll just like hold out his arms, just like, "Come here." Walk over to you, try and give you a hug. You can see his eyes watering. He's like, I don't know. He says he has sleep ready.
Naomi gets up and joins you too, I guess. Confused. But also feeling safer.
Because you're not next to Eds
Yeah.
there.
As Akko would get up. Well, if you're gonna just make a loud noise about it, what is it?
Kind
This
of
will
like,
start to
"Oh,
leave,
God,
motioning them
living
to
hell."
follow.
As they follow in tow, Crystal, actually, as she said, doesn't.
Yeah, she wants to be mean about it.
Just being emo.
That's fine. Each to their own.
So, you lead
By the
them
way-
to this wall of trees that definitely was not assembled here, as far as you guys think you remember. Though, this man, this, like, mountain of a man, just seems to walk towards it as it's been the most familiar thing that he's known ever since introducing himself to you all.
Connor just shakes his head and he says, "Is it me, or does this look different than normal?"
It is different. This is my home.
You can bring your home with you. Connor looks at him with a strange eye. What is it?
As you're all following him, he'll move past like a brush of vines, just push them away. As I don't have a description for this place yet, so just deal with it.
No, come up with it right now.
Yeah, just come up with it,
Oh.
man. You know, bullshit skills. Test them. You have to try. Just improv.
How big's 100 by 100?
100 by 100 feet? It's not that big. It's nice
Pretty
size,
small.
but
It's pretty
it's not
small.
that
Wait, 100 by 100.
feet. Yeah, that's not that big. It's nice, but not that big. You can live in it, definitely.
Bigger
Wait,
than
that
most
is-
of your
that is
places that
actually
you've lived.
that is actually pretty big. Because
You
isn't
guys
that
really
like,
consider? I don't know. I live out in the country. I live in like a home,
isn't that
animals around.
10,000 square feet? 10,000 square feet, really?
Is that?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds incredibly wrong, but I googled something that looks relevant.
Maybe my perception of math is just way off, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is. 100 by 100's not small. Especially in city standards.
We're not in a city. We're in the goddamn woods. I live in the
Dude, 100 by 100 is not small by like mansion standards as well. Like if it's 10,000 square feet, that's a lot. Yeah.
So, describe this place of home of yours. Yashi.
Yashi. You keep trying to say Yashua. I hear it. It's coming out.
Hold on. Marking. How do I?
TikTok.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big area.
It is nice. It's nice.
All right.
I'm not saying it's small. It's not
Yeah.
that big. Like I've seen way bigger.
So as you'll brush by, you'll see in a circle there are like 4 small wood cabins. All of them seem to be having a bunch of shrubs growing all around the sides, keeping it somewhat green, or camouflaging it with the rest of the area. The floor, you'll notice, is no longer muddy. It's completely padded with ferns and grass, just stuff that was like here and there all around the forest, but surprisingly a lot more dense now. And then into the dead center of all the wood cabins is this giant bonfire pit. Just empty. waiting for a fire to be lit.
Naomi's eyes go wide at what you've done.
Oh, I was looking at 1,000 square feet. Oh my god, you're right. It's not a mansion. I've just been Googling this because it's bothering me, not knowing.
But yeah, you come across this as he holds the vines out, and you guys look into probably something equivalent to... Oh, gosh.
It's a literal cabin in the woods.
It's fairy book-esque as you look into this thing, and Yaja. What do you say as you reveal this to them?
Connor looks and he says, "This is your home. This is amazing. How did you get it here?" Connor looks. It wasn't always here, was it, guys?
He was building it.
He built it in like 20 minutes. What? And he looks over at Yazi. He's like, how did you do this?
You're muted, by the way, Anthony.
It's because I hit the wrong button. He's like, I spoke to the forest, and the spore speaks back.
Connor will just simply nod at you like he's understanding. He doesn't. He's kind of drunk, but he's following you along in this weird path where he's like, yeah, the forest speaks, man. I hear you. I hear you. He's getting to that point where you could just say stuff and he agrees.
Is this really safe, just sleeping in the middle of the forest like this? What if some animal or beast comes in while we're trying to sleep?
Connor looks at him. Do you not see what I see?
I see that we're standing in the middle of a forest that just came out of nowhere. It doesn't change that we're in the forest.
No aggressors will attack without my knowledge.
Connor looks and he's like, do you not see the peacefulness of this place? The serenity. It's magical.
Well, Akko would look to you guys if you guys are gonna go into sleep in here.
Oh, Connor's going.
Yeah, so is Naomi.
We'll find him some moss. Take out his bedroll.
So yeah, with the shrug, Akko moves in as Yaji, sheesh. I hate you so much.
Hey, I picked something.
Yaji.
Yaji.
Yaji. Yaji. AIDS. Okay.
That's how you create AIDS.
Philip died. As Yaji closes the veil of vines behind him, that looking on the outskirts of this area that he's created, it seems to be all vined off. And even though they seem fragile and whatnot, it doesn't seem like anything's passing by. You don't hear any animals that are in here, like living in here. It seems calm, protected, safe. As you all move towards your cabins and find on the inside 4 posted beds that sit off the ground by a couple of feet, and their beds are made out of turf that, putting a hand on them, seem to be better than anything you've slept on since living in Arturo so far, even though it just seems to be made out of grass. And in here there's small cabinets for you to put clothing and whatnot that you want. And surprisingly enough, mirrors made out of what looks like water locked into trees, but seems to do the purpose enough for it. And there's even moss that seems to glow, giving off some light in these areas while you come in here. Only thing that's missing is food.
Naomi will start tearing up again, but this time out of happiness.
Connor
And
will
then
just
she'll look to Yaji. This is so wonderful. Thank you so much.
Connor nods, thumbs up. He's currently sitting on his bedroll, hands behind his back, leaning. Drinking.
So, this'll be here for forever now?
No, just temporary. I can call it back tomorrow.
How temporary are we talking about?
No longer than sleep.
Not too bad, mate. Half-orc would just, like, clap a hand on your shoulder and go to one of the cabins.
I am here to help. You need, just ask.
This guy is so good. So much better than that day. You can make a goddamn forest home for us. Not even Joshua could do that. He was really in touch with the woods.
So, what are your guys' plans now?
Sleep. Get
Sleep.
drunk, you know. Don't throw up in the nice, pretty forest. Try not to do that. Tell campfire stories. I don't know.
Naomi-kun?
Go sleep. Still tearful, but this time with mixed feelings.
Yaji.
Yeah, Yaji. I'm gonna make sure everyone's settling in or whatnot, and then go to bed afterwards.
So as all of you begin to head off into Dreamland, Adze,
Yeah, huh?
Second. Where is it? There it is. You find yourself lost in a plane devoid of any mass. A plane devoid of anything. You can't feel anything, you can't see anything, you can't smell, you can't touch. You're floating. Though, as you hover in this infinite abyss, a soft reverberating feeling seems to nuzzle you from your back. You turn and swivel in all directions as you can, though no matter where you look or how you look, nothing seems to be in sight. But the feel of something reverberating always directly behind you is ever present here. You open your mouth to speak, but nothing comes out. You bring your hands up to feel yourself, but you don't even have a sense of where your hands are. As you continue to float in this only existence of this strange feeling constantly behind you, clarity starts to show, as in the distance, what you can only presume to be fire or something akin to it shines in the distance. As your only focal point, you run, swim, fly, whatever type of movement you can muster to figure out how to reach it. But as you get more and more desperate, you start to feel how vain it is, as there's no headway to be made. There's nothing to run on to make you move forward. There's nothing surrounding you that you can swim through. The only thing you can see is the burning light in the distance, and your lack of capability to move towards it. And as you sit there and watch it burn itself out of existence, once again, you're baptized in darkness. Though after a short period of time, you open your eyes once more to see a grin of red, sparkling like a jewel in the distance. You see two teal, lupine eyes open above it. Just a matter of time. This is where we're going to take our break today.
Jesus.
So, thank you guys for watching. We're going to take a quick 10-15 minute break and then return with the continuation or conclusion of today's story. So, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back within that time. Peace.
Yeah.
Great, so turns out the moon thing